What's happening, peeps and peepettes? I hope you guys are having an awesome day. In this video, we are going to take a closer look at all of the items that are available with the winter event for 2018-2019. Currently, this event is being held at STO. So my train of thought was, I'm going to make this video. Hopefully, it's not going to be too long. And then I come over here to the vendor, the shop, and NPC where you can actually buy stuff, and I'm like, what is this it? So big disappointment right there. So you come up here, this is the Ferengi that actually sells all of the items, and he gives you this option right here, right? It gives you all of these items that you can buy. So there are different tabs right here that you can go through. So basically these are the old version of, you know, the frosted boots and melting snowband, and you can basically buy this to get, like, you know, random winter, I'm going to call them resources, because there are, like, you know, 5 different individual stuff that you can actually buy, but I think it's, yeah, five or six. Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 different versions of, you know, these resources that you can buy stuff from. But the only thing that is new, there is a new combat, non-combat pet, I should say. And this one is the Tortured Elf. And I have it right here. And it should spawn right here. And he's really happy to be spawning right next to me. You can see that right there. Really, I'm not going to say it's cool, because it's not. It's just, you know, like, you know, demonic elf. Well, that's about it. So nothing really fancy about this guy. It's a non-combat pet, and I still don't understand why they still have non-combat pets in the game. These are just vanity pets. No use at all. If they were combat pet, that was like totally different with different abilities. Yeah, add that in the game, not non-combat pets, because those are just, you know, whenever the fun starts, these guys are, you know, going away. So what is up with non-combat pets? My inventory is like almost full just because I have lots of non-combat pets. So that is my rant. But anyway, the Wonderland gear, and right here they're talking about all of the items that you can use to participate in the various events that are being held right here for, let's say, could we move this thing away? So let's say Tide of Ice, or the Cramperiod here, or the Cone of Conducts, or no, the competitive race is just a race, but all of the other events that are being held, let's say every 20 minutes or 15 minutes or something like that. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, there is an event going on, and these are all of the gear that you can use, all of the weapons that you can use. Most of them are like right here, these are just melee combat stuff, but there are also other ones that throw snowballs at the enemy, if you can call it enemy, in this particular event. And for 2018-2019, they did not add anything new to this list. So I'm definitely disappointed with, you know, with the lack of new items in this event. There's also no new event being held, like these events I'm talking about, the winter events. These are just, you know, the old 2016, if I'm not mistaken, if memory serves me correctly, that they did not add anything new. They did add the Cramperi, that's 2017, but that's about it. They didn't add anything else to it. So definitely my disappointment is immense at this moment. They did add a couple of new outfits. There is this frosted style, definitely awesome. You can actually see that's like, you know, the gray version. It's like metallic gray. Got one of those. The black version, definitely in my inventory. There is also this thing that is green with red trim. If, you know, you like it, buy it. Not for me. There's also this thing that has red with green trim. Kind of looks like the Flash, even though, you know, you kind of need to work a little bit on the greenish part, but, you know, definitely with the Flash colors. And I'm talking about the Flash, the TV show. There is a midnight style right here. Definitely cool to have in your, you know, in your arsenal. What else? Oh yeah, we got sweaters, festive sweaters. This one is the tardigrade, so it basically has like a tardigrade, picture on top of your, top of your chest right there on your on the sweaters. There is also a Discovery variant with the Discovery ships right there, and also big letters Disco on top. And the last one, festive and futile, and you can actually see it's basically the same thing. I think it's a Borg cube right there that has like, the antlers sticking out of its, it's the top part. But yeah, that's about it for costumes. Not a really big selection of new stuff, just basically how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 new items. I don't see that being big, but that's might just be me. There is also a ground combat weapon that you can use, and this is basically a bat'leth. We have seen this one in the TV show, The Discovery, and this is definitely a replica of that. And they made it like, the greenish style. Yeah. Yeah. It's also based on plasma, so keep that in mind. Let's say, there are a couple of enemies that can adapt to that. The Borg can adapt to plasma and stuff like that. So you're not going to dish out a lot of damage. But plasma, it's still cool. Why not? And I'm going to go over to space because I want to show you guys something that they did not add anything new to space. So that's about it for space. Nothing new, nothing been added. But for ground, they did add like 3 new kit modules, and I already bought all 3 of them right here. The Collective Nightmares, very nice. I've seen this one a little bit earlier because I was testing it out, and it's really cool to actually see this. So this thing with the statistic, it says right there, 40% chance to apply nightmarish appearance minus 46.5 all damage resistance. So this particular universal kit module that you can equip on all of your characters, because this is account bound on equip, so you can definitely mail it to yourself or use the account bank to transfer it over to your other characters. So this is definitely a debuff. You can see it, minus 46.5 all damage resistance for the next 18.4 seconds, and also does confuse for the same amount of time. The only down part of this, there is a 4-second cooldown that you can't use it because the recharge time is 22.7 seconds. The next one is the Revanger Barrage. Cone area of effect psionic damage. Each seconds up to 1 or 4 foes will receive 31.7 psionic damage per second. Knockback plus 6.2 meters. And 25% chance hold for 12.3 seconds. Half duration versus players. If you're going to take this thing into PvP, may only apply if knockback is not restricted or is not resisted, sorry. And also with a 11.4 second recharge. I've seen it in in its use. It's kind of like torpedo, or no, cannon scatter volley, or something like that. You guys are going to see it. It's kind of cool to see it in action, but it's kind of useless. But we'll see that in action. And the last one, also a universal kit module, the Torment of the Underworld. And this thing is target is surrounded by a torment and rapture, and these are basically just like the herald. What are these things called? The herald circles that actually trap you within within an area. And I'm going to show you guys. The area is really big, or at least like 5 or 6 meters in diameter. It's really cool to actually see this thing in action. And it's going to deal 64.7 sonic damage each second, and minus 33.3% all damage resistance. All damage for the next 12 seconds. So definitely a debuff. Your enemy is not going to do enough damage to you. and also affects all foes within 5 meters of targets. So basically the target, if it's being surrounded by enemies, all those enemies that are within the 5 meters of the target are going to have the same, you know, damage on that. And this is on 11-second recharge, so definitely useful to use this thing. That's about it, to be honest. Nothing more. And it's definitely a big shame because all of the other items, or at least all of the other events that we are going to do, this thing is going to be by far the longest that we are going to spend in this particular map, right? We're going to do various events, and we are basically going to use the old gear. So that's, you know, that's my pet peeve with this thing. No new items, and I really don't enjoy that. But anyway, I'm going to go to the Kobali Prime. So back at the Kobali Prime now, we have the three new universal kit modules right here, and we also have the Klingon Batlath. So here we go with the pushback ability with this thing. So definitely true to the Discovery. If you have seen the TV show, this is definitely the Batlath that one of the Klingons were holding. Can't remember which one it was though. I don't know if it was like a significant important character, but definitely the style of, you know, the Batlath that he was using was this particular shape. Don't know why they made it like green, but you know, it is what it is. And also, like, you know, primary jab and secondary jab, very nice, right? Yeah, very nice, very nice. Anyway, moving on. So we got these guys right there, or these guys right here, and we are going to use the Torment of the Underworld on this guy. So area of effect, psionic dot, and then dot is damage over time. So target is surrounded by a tormenting rapture, psionic damage each seconds, and also minus 33% all damage for the next 12 seconds. Also affected foes within 5 meters of this guy, and 10% to expose. So that is what this thing is all about. The circumference of the circle is basically killing off everybody that's going to be in this vicinity right here. And don't mind the Dranzuli right there, because the Dranzuli is one of my traits that I'm using. Whenever I'm going to take damage, the Dranzuli is going to spawn in. But this guy, this guy is dead already. Not even going to waste time. But on this guy, look at it again. Like whenever this guy is in the vicinity of other enemies are also going to take fire damage on this guy. So this is really good when you have, like, you know, like a paradox bomb or something that pulls enemies together. That's going to be very interesting because, you know, it's going to surround everybody, and the circumference of the circle is 5 meters. So it's really cool. I definitely find it useful, or, you know, further testing is going to be needed. But for what it is right now and how it is being displayed, if you use it with something that, you know, pulls enemies together, very nice, very, very cool. The next one is going to be the Revenger Barrage. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. So basically just like torpedo spread, or cannon volley for ground, in its ground version, not the space version obviously. But it's kind of like meh, to be honest, because it only fires off all of those dots, and that's about it. And I'm gonna die right here if the Dranzuli doesn't get them. Get him, Dranzuli, get him. Nice. Dranzulis are awesome, man. These things are awesome. So yeah, cool to see, but not really good in, you know, in whatever it's going to do towards the enemy. The last universal kit module that I want to display is really awesome, and that's going to be this one, the Collective Nightmare, Area of Effect, Confuse, and Damage Res debuff. 40% chance to apply the nightmarish appearance. This means that the enemy that I'm currently selected has a 40% chance to transform in its outfit, and it's going to be something like, you know, demonic, and all of the other enemies that are, or at least the enemies for me, and you know the allies for him, are going to start firing on him. And there is also a confuse for the next 18 seconds. So all of them that are going to be in the vicinity of this guy, they are going to have that halo over their head, meaning that they are confused and they're going to start attacking each other. So here we go. There we go. So hopefully, yeah, we got this guy. This guy is like, look at this fat guy. And they're all confused. Oh, they even transformed themselves as again. There we go. And this guy is still confused again. I kill you with Batlath. So these two are very useful. The middle one, not so much. But these two are, or at least I'm finding them to be very useful. Look at them. It's a sumo wrestling party. He just bitch slapped the other one. That's awesome. Oh man, did I go the wrong way? I'm gonna get whooped right here. So this is really good for end bosses or something like that, for, you know, high health enemies that usually have, like, you know, other enemies surrounding them. So to be honest, these two are very useful, and this one is not so much. Their Avenger Barrage not so useful in you know, whatever testing I've been doing for the couple of minutes, because I had to record this thing twice. But this, the Collective Nightmare, is very useful if you use it in conjunction with the Torment of the Underworld, and hopefully I can show you guys this, because it's really cool to see the enemies transform in some kind of demonic monster, and then whenever you have somebody attacking him, is really cool. So let's use it on this guy. Hopefully I can get close enough. Two of them. Look at that. So they're starting to attack this guy. Oh, he's dead already. And this guy, the enemies still see him as like, you know, demonic, so they're basically confused. Need to be really close to do the pushback ability. That's something that I really don't enjoy on melee weapons. They really are good for, you know, when there is close combat, but when it's like further away, combat is really slow to begin with. But that's it for this small video. Hope you guys had a little bit of fun and knowledge and entertainment coming out of it. Hopefully you guys, based upon this video, can decide which items you want to go for and which are not really good. And, you know, yeah, be careful with the resources that you spend, because some of these items, and to begin with, there are not really a lot of, you know, new items in the game, you know, added for this winter event. So, you know, that's saying that. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope to see you guys on the next one. For now, later.